Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and today I want to answer the question of how good is Emma Frost with her new uniform, and with that being said, also the question of whether you should take the plunge and invest in Emma Frost, because right now she's 30% off for a limited time. The discount's ending in 10 days along with Nightcrawler and maybe Adam Warlock too if he's there, I don't know. And we don't know if we're going to be seeing this discount again. Now, Black Friday is just around the corner, about a month away, and so we do have other things to look forward to spend crystals on, but for now, I'm just going to focus on the questions at hand and not really consider other things for those of you that have crystals and you're kind of wondering what to do with this character. Now, in order to give you a better understanding of what you can expect from Emma Frost, I want to compare her pretty directly to another Blast female superhero, X-Men, who you also purchase for crystals, Psylocke. And I'm doing that because I have data that's very similar from a previous video that I did, and the results that I've gotten when I compared the two is actually really similar, so it's pretty hilarious. Now, of course, my Psylocke is now level 70, and she now has a mind damage proc, increased damage buff, whatever obelisk. But if you guys refer back to a video that I recorded just after the Deadpool update, I was playing with a level 60 Psylocke who had a double mind damage invincibility proc. Now, invincibility proc. So it wasn't a damage proc, and that is very similar to the obelisk that I have on Emma Frost, which is a guard break mind damage invincibility. So their stats in terms of obelisk lined up better. They were both level 60, and in that clear with Psylocke, I was able to do stage 32 with about 2 minutes left on the clock, and we're going to recreate that exact fight for you guys so that you can see. But in addition to that, I also want to show you the kind of maximum that this character is capable of, and give you kind of all the facts on the new uniform so you can make an informed opinion, and then we can talk about the costs, because that's kind of the nightmare part. So as far as the maximum stage that I was able to push with my build, keep in mind, it was stage 40, and that was using, as you'll see, full strikers, so I wasn't kind of dropping anything out. I was kind of pushing as hard as I could, and I think, you know, with about 50 seconds left, that's pretty much the maximum that the character is going to be able to do under these circumstances. Now, I didn't finish her Uru, but they're pretty well built out here with at least 4 on every slot, 4 stars. Her overall details page looks like this with the maxed ignore defense and cooldown, 76% mind damage, which is pretty good, and then, you know, decent crit rate, a little bit low on the crit damage, but that's something that we have to address later on with the obelisk. The obelisk is obviously the part where it's much more PvP oriented, but in my case, it doesn't really allow her to reach her peak for PvP. I think if I had like a double mind damage proc, she could probably push easily level 45, possibly level 50 and up for Ebony Maw, which is impressive. But it still doesn't put her in the realm of some of these other characters. It definitely doesn't make her as good as Scarlet Witch. I'm not sure if it makes her as good as Psylocke, and you know, we have to kind of take all these things into consideration because she's also rocking a mythic uniform. Now, really quickly, with the uniform effect is pretty much a throwaway. You can ignore the incapacitation. It's not going to make a significant, meaningful impact on your gameplay. The changes that her skills are made, I'll kind of refer to while we're playing through the level 40 clear. Her third skill now summons an illusion. Now, a lot of people are a little bit upset. Some people are upset that her third skill was changed, because with her original uniform, her third skill was castable anytime, even if the enemy wasn't targetable, but now you need a target. Fortunately, the skill was buffed. She now summons an illusion, and the illusion will reflect damage. So not only do you get some kind of reflect, which is dangerous in PvP, because you can have enemies one-shot themselves when they reflect off of Emma Frost's clone. I haven't seen this, but I'm guessing it's possible, because that's how reflect kind of works, especially when you're critting for like 100,000 damage. You only have 30,000 or 40,000 HP, and also it gives the enemy a target which isn't you. Now, that can be really bad in one-on-one situations where you're kind of dueling with iframes, but it's really good in PvE because you can summon your clone, run away, and Ebony Maw, whoever you're fighting, will just focus the clone down and not do any damage to you. So it's kind of got its pluses and its minuses. It kind of makes her better in one place and worse in another place. Her fourth skill was changed so that it now has a small teleport, and it does more damage, but it's overall just a better skill in terms of the flow because it allows her to move around a lot and not stay static in front of the enemy. And then her fifth skill is changed as well. Now, instead of walking in a circle and kind of being rooted to the ground, she teleports to the enemy first. That's really important because it allows her to cover a great distance instantaneously, and it makes it a lot harder for this skill to miss or to whiff on enemies. And additionally, it appears to do more damage again, so that, you know, you're just stacking up tons of damage. Both skills, although I thought there was a difference, I corrected it by testing it myself. Both her non-uniform and her uniform fifth skill take about 3 seconds before the mind control is applied. So sometimes the enemy will iframe or just kind of disappear or whatever immunity before those 3 seconds are up, and then you don't get the mind control off. That kind of led me to believe that her fifth skill had lost the mind control because it happens a lot in World Boss. But that wasn't the case. It was just kind of a bizarre coincidence. Her uniform options, for those of you that are wondering, it's Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Shuri, Guardians of the Galaxy Groot 2, Medusa, and Cyclops Marvel Now. So pretty decent set overall. I would say Shuri is by far the best one, and that's one of her best slots. This one's okay. This one is a good uniform, but it's kind of a bad slot. It's the weakest slot. And then these two are just kind of so-so. But that is kind of the overall change that you're going to expect from the character. I do think that she's simultaneously better in PvP and worse, but she's obviously much better now in PvE. So that is kind of something that you can take into consideration, and you can kind of weigh one against the other. But this is now the scene I'm going to recreate. Would you have gotten a level 60 Psylocke that I had from about 2 months ago? Would you have a Emma Frost now? The costs may not be the same, but let's dive into it. It's the same leadership. It's almost the same passive effect in terms of Ghost Panther and Ebony Maw's passive effect, and it's the exact, nope, not these strikers. It's the exact same strikers as soon as I changed it. It was these 5 strikers right here. So we're going to dive into this now. You'll be able to see what I was saying about the skills, and you'll be able to see what I was saying again, more, you know, visually in an appealing way about the clone, and you'll be able to make the judgment for yourself. Yeah, I know she's really hot, but that's not really why we buy characters now, is it, guys? But yeah, the only annoying part is, as you can see, Ebony Maw got away from me with his, I don't know, iframe, just walking away. He just didn't get mind controlled. It kind of just sucked. But yeah, her first skill and second skill remain unchanged, and I really don't like casting them because the animation is kind of weird and the damage is pretty bad. The one thing I will say in terms of the comparison that I'm making, I love the fifth skill. I have to say that. Her fifth skill is much better now. The fact that it teleports over to the enemy makes it just a lot smoother to play as her. And oh shit. But yeah, the only one big change I can make to the comparison between, or not change, but the big difference, I learned how to speak English, good. The one big difference between comparing Emma Frost and, especially now with the uniform, but even before the uniform, Emma Frost and Psylocke, I was going to say Cyclops, is the fact that her survivability is much better. Psylocke is, although she has the mind control and the iframes and she has some immunity, if she ever takes damage, she's basically immediately dead or close to it. She'll take a lot of damage. She has low defenses, low HP. Although Emma Frost can have low HP and low defenses naturally, as soon as you hit that third skill, oh boy, 85% damage reduction, and it's hilarious to see Ebony Maw doing damage in the hundreds. That's right, 800 you guys saw just there, 300. Even if you play badly like I do sometimes and you get hit by those purple meteors sometimes where he teleports in his second phase, yeah, you can actually tank some of those hits. I actually did it while I was practicing off camera, and I was shocked at the fact that I was like, I'm dead, right? And then she didn't die, and I was like, I'm not dead. It was pretty stunning. That was actually the wrong teleport to make there, darling. But oh dear. But yeah, you can see 500 damage, lol. Even when I'm playing as Thor, tier 3, sometimes when Ebony summons those, you know, purple boys, blue purple boys, those ghosts, sometimes I'm worried that she's gonna... I couldn't move there, but yeah, she took like 500 damage. So I'm actually inadvertently showing you guys just how tanky she is. So that is definitely something that I shouldn't really undermine or kind of undersell, because it is a big part of the character. Now it's, you know, I think it's more valuable in this case for PvE content, because in PvP, damage reduction, you can even see with characters like Blue Marvel, it just doesn't cut it. Even with natively 70% damage reduction, he can still get one-shotted or two-shotted by an enemy built with CTPs, etc. But it does make the character a lot less punishing to play in PvE content, where you will make mistakes, you will, you know, oopsie, and you know, end up taking damage. But oh, and you can see there, wow, she didn't die. She got hit by meteors. He did this shit back to back. You're so dirty, old man. I swear. But we're a little bit behind schedule. I told you guys with 2 minutes left she had completed the stage, or Psylocke had completed the stage. We're a little bit behind. I chalked that up to my big mouth, the fact that I couldn't stop talking, and the fact that I was kind of goofing up some of my skills because he kept fucking iframing. And you can see here we're kind of losing it again. But it's very similar in terms of the clear speed. The damage, therefore, is quite similar, although unlike Psylocke, she does need her uniform. But without the uniform, of course, she costs less than Psylocke, so it's kind of a toss-up. I'm not really sure what to... I just died. I'm not really sure what to make of it in terms of the overall cost, but that is the last kind of part of the equation. In my comparison between her and Psylocke, I do have to consider the cost of the character, and that's why it's kind of really important to ask the question right now, because she's on sale. Now, when she's not on sale, it's really not worth it. Let me just put that out there right away. So if you're going to buy Emma Frost and you don't buy her now, and you're watching this video in the future, hey from the future, but yeah, just wait. But if you were to purchase her now, the initial purchase would be 1,750 crystals. That would give you a 6-star Emma Frost. I don't think a 6-star Emma Frost is worth it. I think at minimum you need to also purchase her uniform, buffs her damage, and it just opens up a lot more possibilities for the character, because let's be honest, before she got her uniform, not many people were using Emma Frost, especially not in PvP. I didn't see any Emma Frost in Timeline Battle a month after she came out. That's just kind of facts. So you get her uniform, you get her, so you're looking at 2,000 minimum, 2,800 crystals to invest in a 6-star badass black leather chick who looks kind of like Karen Page. Okay, pretty decent, not bad, but I got a lot of blast heroes. What else can you sell me? Okay, so then you go back to the store after you, I don't know, stole someone's credit card or something, and you want to purchase some more biometrics. You're going to have to purchase a minimum of 2 in order to get enough bios. That would be 320 to get her gears to 20. Sometimes you have to buy 3. I had to buy 3, but I'm just putting it out there. You could be 2, you could be 3. So it's either going to be an additional 1,750 crystals or an additional 2,625 crystals. So just to get her ready to tier 2, but not tier 2 yet, you're going to spend either 4,500 crystals or 5,425 crystals. Then you are spending a tier 2 ticket. At this point, after you spent the tier 2 ticket and you have the uniform, but it's normal rank, remember that? I think we've kind of caught up in cost to Psylocke in terms of having to pay 660 crystals up front, getting 1,100 back, and getting a 6-star Psylocke that you have to rank up by playing the Deadpool mission. Okay, now you got to get her uniform to Mythic, because having a normal uniform for this character is just really not going to cut it. You're missing out on all these juicy stats, you're missing out on the 25% all attack, all defense, etc. You're going to probably need to use a Mega Mythic uniform ticket. Now, that kind of sucks. That's going to also cost you around $20 to $25 in whatever your native currency is, because that's how much the pack is when you minus the cost of the crystals. Ouch. Alternatively, you could use rank up tickets, uniform rank up tickets that you get from First Clear Shadowland, or that you get from the Spider-Man special mission finisher when you finish the Rogues Gallery quest pack. Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, it's another huge item purchase that you have to invest. If you don't want to invest that, let me just put it this way. You're going to have to purchase that bio thing, this thing right here, another 6 times to get over 900 bios necessary to upgrade her uniform, because it is a kind of tier 2 uniform in the sense that it costs 1,050 crystals when it's on sale, not 750. So yikes, you're investing an additional 5,250 crystals. So that brings her total to either 9,700 crystals or over 10,000 crystals if you do it the kind of stupidest way possible. Now, of course, I'm exaggerating for effect here. No one would actually go and do that just for the biometrics, just to rank up her uniform. If you had that many crystals, you could have just used those crystals for something else. But you know what? Technically, it's possible. You could be a very low VIP player. You could save 4 months of a Stark stash, which is equivalent to about 10,000 crystals. And you could spend it all on Emma. If she's really your crystal queen, if she's really your diamond daughter or not, you might do it. Do I think it's a good idea? Not really. Honestly, I think she's overpriced at this stage of the game. I think if we didn't have, for example, if we didn't have Scarlet Witch and Emma Frost was more powerful like Scarlet Witch, then I would say she's worth it. But just given the number of characters that we have, given the power level of characters that we have, even the power level of characters that we have that intersect with the same class and type as Emma Frost, it just doesn't really make sense. Now, I could be wrong. She could end up being much more godly than I'm expecting in PvP. I did do some light PvP testing with her in Timeline, and I thought that she was definitely better than before, but still not able to keep up and trade punches with the kind of uber characters here. I'm talking level 70 Quicksilvers, tier 3 Deadpools, tier 3 Thors, Thanos, Jean Grey, and even Scarlet Witch and Strife. So with that being said, that is my overall take on Emma Frost. Some good, some great, but overall doesn't really seem justified, the total crystal cost, given what you get in return. But let me know what you guys think of Emma Frost. Let me know your greatest feats with her and if you think it's worth it or not. Subscribe if you enjoy the content and you want to support me. Hit the bell if you don't want to miss any of my videos. And of course, if you like what you see, I hope to see you again tomorrow. Take care.